Good morning. This is your homegirl, Arabia Bible 914, Westchester County, New York. The BT 1000, the original, the only one left standing. BT 1000. Good morning. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning. To those of you that are up early this morning and you're in this chat, I thank you so much for coming in. I thank you so much for showing up and showing out. And as we see, these YouTube streets is on fire. The YouTube streets is on fire. I know it's early in the morning. I know some people are not up right now. Those that are not here will catch the playback. Those that are not here will catch the playback. You're welcome to catch the replay. You're welcome to come into this chat. You're welcomed into my life. Karibu ni umbani ke wangu, marafiki yangu. Habari za hasaburi. Yeah. So shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. And as we see, the YouTube streets are still on fire. People are still wondering about certain aspects of this platform. I think I explained it enough over the last couple of months. And something struck me. Something struck me. And a lot of people like to deal with people that's on this app. A lot of people like to deal with people on this app. And sometimes it's in front of the scenes. Sometimes it's in back of the scenes. My advice, do not fool with anyone, associate with anyone, get close to anyone that does not reveal their true face. If you're talking to anyone on this platform, behind the scenes, in front of the to show who they are, beware. That's a red flag. Red flag. Because I feel like this, and a lot of you have seen me in my videos. You know my voice. You know what I look like. You know what I've been through because I shared my life with you over the years on these YouTube streets, on this platform. I've done things that people that feel a certain type of way tell me not to share, not to say, not to mention, not to talk about. Because those things could be used against me. I'm very much aware how people get down, especially people that was once subscribed to you become trolls. And we got this terrible thing going on this platform dealing with Godzilla trolls. And a lot of people don't know what a Godzilla troll is. Just imagine a troll that you meet in a chat somewhere. And just imagine that person being 10 times worse than that troll. That's what a Godzilla troll is. Good morning, Wrath. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. Oh, you at work? Well, I hope you enjoy the rest of your hours on the job. I'm getting ready to walk to mine. Yo, I went to that office yesterday. I took the bus back. Yo, she said they were running slow or whatever going on with the tickets. But I noticed that she allowed a lot of people that was suspended. Yeah, I don't understand. Somebody is going to have to make me understand why she would send all those drug addicts and those alcoholics out on tickets, knowing that some of them are going to fuck it up, knowing that some of them are going to be returned to the office. They're going to be told to get off the job site. I mean, I wouldn't be dealing with people like that. Oh, for real, right? Oh, okay. I appreciate it. I appreciate the view. I appreciate your support of this channel. But yeah, I'm trying to understand, and I was talking to her about it yesterday. I said, I don't understand how you allow some of these people to go out on a job, and you know some of them ain't there all day. You already know that some of these people that you sent out are going to be turned around in the next few hours. She was like, maybe that's just a chance I take. The chance you take of somebody embarrassing you, going to a fucking job with a fucking 40 in their fucking bed, going on the job to drink the damn drink instead of waiting until the fucking ass get home to drink it. That's showing right there that they don't have no respect for you. They don't have no respect for themselves. They don't have no respect for the company policies. Because I don't mean no harm. These people are repeat offenders. No way in the world should they have just been suspended. They should have been terminated. They should have been terminated. As long as I've been living, on this earth, I have never showed up to a job drunk, hungover, or with a fucking beer in my bag. I don't care how long I've been working, where I worked at, what kind of hours I was working. There was no way in the world I was going to show up somewhere knowing in a few hours I wouldn't be able to hang and I would have to drink the contents of a bottle that doesn't belong on the fucking job. And then this tells me two things, ladies and gentlemen. Even though I've been with this company on and off since I was 28 years old, on and off since I was 28 years old, the tides have changed. The game has changed. And you know how some people sell their business without informing anyone, without saying a word? And we was told a couple of years ago that the place that we're at now, at that location, they had changed one time before. They used to be on King Street. They moved from King Street further up in downtown. So they never sold that building though. They never sold the building. They just moved the company where they operated, but they never sold that building until years later. And the same thing might be going true for this one. The same thing might be going true because that's why the other office is open But that particular office that I'm thinking about, it's a 2-hour walk from here. It's a 2-hour walk from here. And in order to get to that place on foot, there's so many different obstacles you got to go through. At least where I'm going, it's just a straight shot. It's straight. Because people who have walked with me during my morning walks have all seen it's just a straight line. It's a straight line from my house to the destination that I'm going. Shout out to the chat. Yeah, but I went live yesterday morning, and when I closed out the video, I don't mean no harm, you guys. It scared the shit out of me. It said that over 160 people were listening to that video. It said over 160 people were tuned in. And then when I checked my analytics, because they got this thing in your studio where it gives you a recap of your week, and I'm thinking I got a lot of people from the United States might be videos or stuff like that. Nah, man. That people already across seas listening to me. Across seas. I guess they like the Spanish, and I guess they like the Swahili. I guess they like that. That's why it's a good idea to learn a different language. A lot of people on this app, they make fun of me. Yeah, they make fun of the fact that I want to learn Swahili. They make fun of that. There's a lot of people on this app, believe it or not, they got college education. These are college educated monkeys. I call them porch monkeys. There's a lot of college educated fools that say, ha ha ha, Arabia is learning Spanish. Oh, ha ha ha, Arabia is learning Swahili. Yeah, I'm learning Swahili and Spanish, motherfucker, because that's the way to do. Because I'm not ignorant like you. See, a lot of people, I'm going to tell you something about people. People that got a college education, they seem to think that they're smarter than everyone else. How smart can you be? You got a fucking degree you went to college for, you went to school for. How smart can you be? You come out in the real world, you can't even get a job at fucking McDonald's. How smart can you fucking be if you get out of college and you owe someone student loan money, and it's more than what you would probably end up making on a regular paying job for 2 years? Let's say that you owe student loans. See, people say, don't listen to Arabia. Arabia doesn't know what she's talking about. Arabia is a ex-convicted felon. Yeah, I got locked up. Yeah, I got arrested. Yeah, I got a record, and I never hid that fact. One thing I never did, when I came on these YouTube streets, I wanted the whole world to know. I wanted the world to know that I was not an angel. I wanted the world to know that I was not a hypocritical judge. I wanted the world to know that I do have a past. I wanted the world to know, yes, my inmate number was 221644. I went by that number for 6 years and 7 months. 6 years and 7 months. You know why I did that much time in prison? Because I went out there and committed a crime. I went out there and robbed a convenience store. Not with a knife, not with a gun, not with a shotgun. I went up in there with a fucking axe, a hatchet, an axe that a fireman would use to chop down a door. So when I went in and they took my fingerprints, they took my photo, the inmates knew what my name was, but they didn't call me by my name. They called me Ray Ray, or they called me Chopper Mama. That was my county jail name. I went on to the penitentiary. Until I went to the penitentiary. And I sat there for 6 years, 7 months. I sat there being surrounded by women that were no better than me, and I wasn't better than them. And I'm going to tell you something. And I don't mean no harm, but I do mean some harm. As I'm walking down this street, I remember celebrating my birthday when I was locked up. I remember some of these women would go out of their way to give me birthday gifts. It could have been anything from the canteen to cook for me, to have a little party for me. I remember that, and I remember when I got out of prison, who celebrated my birthday and who fucking didn't. That's why when people on this app say anything about me, automatically I'm saying in my mind, be careful with me. Cuidado conmigo. I'm saying in Spanish, cuidado conmigo. Be careful with me. Let me say it in Swahili. Kuwa makini na mimi. Kuwa makini na mimi. Be careful with me. But yeah, we got some people on this app who think they fucking smart, who think they know every fucking thing because they got a fucking degree. They got a fucking degree. But if you knew everything and you were so smart, why are you on YouTube? That's why I keep asking myself, when I see motherfuckers like Kwame Brown and Gilbert Arenas, what is their intention on being on these YouTube streets besides looking for people to support them? I'm not saying that Gilbert Arenas is guilty of it, but Kwame Brown is guilty. He's guilty of a lot of things. He's guilty of a lot of things on this app. This man has come out here. He is a millionaire. He is a millionaire. He's got mad buku money. And he wastes his time coming to these YouTube streets only to entrap these people, to judge these people, to drag these people, to laugh at these people, to make fun of their life circumstances, whatever kind of job that they got. You know, there's a lot of people on this app that are shaming other people for having a job. I'm not talking about people that got a career. I'm talking about the everyday working Joe and Jane. You got people, other YouTube creators, that feel that they are so mighty and they feel that they are so perfect and above everyone and better than everyone. You know that there are some people on this app that think that they're better than you because they are unemployed, sitting at a fucking computer all fucking day, tippity typing in someone else's chat, tippity typing, programming their channel a certain way. These people think they are entitled to what you have, but they don't respect what you have. They don't respect how you go out here and you make it. They don't respect how you go out here and you grind. And a lot of people that listen to me, are in the same boat I'm in. We working. A lot of us are maybe 2 paychecks away from becoming a statistic or from becoming homeless. You know what I mean? I know that every day. When I walk out that door and I don't go out on a job somewhere, I know I'm closer and closer to certain disasters happening. You know what I mean? But I keep things going. I keep things pushing as much as I can with what I got. Now, 2 years ago, a year ago, 18 months ago, I had an ordinary gig. Died. I was on that gig for like almost 2-3 years, stocking shelves at the Walmart. Tamika McCullough, she remembers that. There's a lot of people on this app remember when I used to work at the Walmart. You know how they remember? Because I used to always post certain videos when I was on the job. See, I don't listen to everyone. Because sometimes when I go on some of these jobs, I like to post where I'm at. I like to post what I'm doing. So people will get the gist of what it is Arabia Barbosa does. Or what I don't do. Or what I have to put up with every fucking day. Because believe it or not, there are some people on this app that are judging me. They're judging me, but they can't do what I do. They can't walk in my shoes. They can't go to a laundromat by themselves. They can't walk anywhere by themselves. This walk I'm doing, it's going to take me over an hour to walk where I'm going. These people wouldn't even be able to get 5 minutes in. Soon as they get to a certain point in the street, they're going to get tired. They're going to get frustrated. They're going to get discouraged, and they're going to turn back around. They're going to turn back around and go back home. I don't have that option to turn back around. I don't. Even when Birdman was here, I didn't have that option. He made things easier for me, but he's no longer here. So now I have to go on the way I need to go on. And I don't need to worry about what they say about me. I'm not concerned about what other people are worried about. And I'm not worried about what other people are concerned with. It's not my worry. It's not my concern. And as far as I'm concerned, it's none of my business. But when people mention me, my name in any fashion or form, and they say anything negative about me, or they could be about me, it's to try to put me down. It's to try to destroy me on the inside and bring that shit on the outside. Shout out to the chat. I've been down this road before. I've been down this road called psychological warfare. I've been down this road, emotional abuse or disturbance. I've been down this road before about verbal attacks. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words would never hurt me. Those are things that a child would say during a nursery rhyme. And some of that is true, and some of it isn't true. Especially if they have a large audience where they try to embarrass you. But I notice they don't have the same energy for the men in the sector. Good morning, Just Jay. Good to see you, Just Jay. I went over your video, Just Jay. Just Jay. Woo! When I seen that part of that video where the cop had shot the dude, and he punched the dude, Then he turned around and shot the dude. The dude was laying in the street, dead, and this cop handcuffed the dude. Then I seen them other little videos. I was like, uh-oh. And it was like for 3 hours. So shout out to you for going live yesterday. Shout out to you, Just Jay. Yeah. A few people went live yesterday. Anthony went live. Slim went live. I think Moonlight went live a couple of times. Miss 504 went live last night. Shout out to Miss 504. Shout out to Slim. Shout out to Moonlight. Shout out to Just Jay. Shout out to everyone that went live that was able to hit the live button. You went live because you could. You didn't have to wait for nobody. You didn't have to wait for nobody to get off their job. You was able to go to your computer or to your laptop or to your tablet or to your phone, and you was able to press the live button. Shout out to you for going live because you could. Oh, thank you, Just Jay. Double tap the screen. Yo, Just Jay, I'm going to tell you something, homegirl. I don't mean no harm, but I do mean some harm. I was doing a live video yesterday. Now, you know how I usually do my live videos when I be doing the walking. And you know when I usually close it out. I closed out the video, Just Jay. You know how many people was tuned in? I'm not saying that they stayed for the whole video, but it was over 160 people. I said, what is going on around here? Because I never got that many views, not on no live video. So I got kind of like a little nervous there. I was like, wait a minute now. But then I thought about it, and I said, I usually get more views than that on some of my short videos. Not so much my uploads. A lot of my short videos, the views I get from them are much more than the live videos. But yesterday was the first time in a long time that I actually seen something like that. And it kind of like spooked me, you know what I mean? It kind of like freaked me out a little bit. I'm like, who just listened to what I just said? Because you know how I get down, Just Jay. I be in a good mood. Then I start ranting and raving. Then I start talking shit about people. And next thing you know, the video is over. Yeah. Sure enough, dude. Yo, shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to everyone that comes over and visits with me. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the view. And shout out to you. And a lot of people, like I said, when a lot of people come into my chat or anything like that, they don't necessarily type in. They don't necessarily tell me, look, Ray, I'm here. Sometimes you could just look at the screen. People have come into the chat, how many likes you got thus far. Because everyone is not going to stay for the whole video. And that's understandable. Because sometimes I can be a little long-winded. You know what I mean? I think I chose the wrong profession. I think I chose the wrong profession or the wrong job to go into. I should have became a preacher. I don't mean no I don't mean no harm. But I'm in the wrong career. I'm walking to the wrong job. Instead of being on YouTube, I should be in somebody's pulpit. But you can't be in the pulpit if you're a part of the LGBTQ community. You can't do that if you're a part of the LGBTQ community. Because the way I was taught, the way I was raised, is that God does not like homosexuals. God hates homosexuals. And I've been a homosexual ever since I was 14. But I didn't become active in my homosexual activities until I was way in my 20s. Until I was, 21, 22. And even after I left the penitentiary, I still dated women. I still saw fit to have a relationship with a woman. And my relationships, I'm telling you something, I don't mean no harm. They weren't long lasting. They weren't long lasting. The most I might date a woman is over a year, and that's it. That's it. Don't ask me why lesbian relationships don't last. Some do. I'm not saying all lesbian relationships don't last. Some do. I've known some people to be with each other 20, 30 years. But let's really be honest. Half of those women that have been with each other 20 years, 30 years, trust me, they don't keep just one partner. They might live with you. They might commune with you. They might fuck you every night. But trust me, at the end of the day, they're seeing someone else. At the end of the day, something else is making them happy. At the end of the day, something else is keeping their interest. At the end of the day, you can buy all the dildos you want. You can buy all the dental dams you want. You can buy all the edible panty and bra sets that you want. And a lot of those panty and bra sets they're not very cheap. The most you might pay for edible panty and bra set is $55 before tax. $55 before tax. In certain places, if you buy edible panties, depending on where you buy them from, you're paying anywhere between $14.99 and $21 before tax. You're paying between $14.99 and $21 before tax. So these things are not cheap. These things are not cheap. When I'm talking about edible panties and bras, and that's stuff that you could actually eat off your partner. And some of them come crotchless. Some of them come crotchless. Now, I don't mean no harm, but I'm going to take y'all back. I'm going to take y'all back in time. When I first started out, and I used to go and buy these items for any of my female friends, they didn't have the certain flavors that they have today. They didn't have the certain flavors that they have today. And a lot of those items that I used to buy back in the day, they were made from the same material that you would find in fruit roll-ups. Yes, yes, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, you can either purchase your own set of edible bras and panties, or you can manufacture them in the safety of your own home. You can manufacture them in the safety of your own home. And a lot of these edible panties they come with no crotch. So that they're already telling you everything is easy access, when you deal with these items, with these products. And people enjoy them. People enjoy them. People enjoy dildos. I hear some people laughing in certain chats talking about my dildos and how many of them I have and where they're at and who's behind it up when we come to dealing with certain YouTube creators that are males. Yeah, there's a lot of men on these YouTube streets who is wearing my dildo up their ass because they had the nerve to hit someone's link, and they had the nerve to try to attack me. They had the nerve to say anything to me that was very disparaging and disrespectful and unwanted and unwarranted. You got a lot of males on this app that will disrespect you just because you're you, or disrespect you just because you were born with fallopian tubes, you were born with ovaries, you were born with a uterus, you was born with breasts, you were born with the ability to have a menstruation once a month and to have children. You were born with that gift, young ladies, and there's a lot of men on this app, on this platform, in this sector that are jealous of other women because they want to be women. They want to be in your position of power because a woman has a thing called pussy power. A lot of you women don't know that. A lot of you don't know what kind of power you got with your voice, what kind of power you got in the tips of your fingers. A lot of you don't know what kind of power you got when you wear certain lipsticks or certain colognes or certain perfumes. A lot of you don't know what kind of power you got when you sashay Shantae into a room and command the presence of everyone in that room. A lot of you don't know the power you have. You have no idea. You have no idea what kind of influence you have, what kind of power you have. And there's a lot of you on this app that got some beautiful voices. Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. And I need not say any more. I need not to go any further. Shout out to the chat, because I don't want anyone to think, a baby gonna start disrespecting us. We might be in some difficulty here. No, it ain't no It's just I know the secret. I know the secret. And a lot of men wish they knew what I knew. A lot of men wish they knew what I knew. And I don't mean no harm, ladies and gentlemen. I don't mean no harm, but I do mean some harm. There's certain women who have a certain voice type. When you listen to her, when you listen to how she talks and how she cultivates her words, and I don't mean no harm, but I do mean harm. Sometimes that shit would like explode. It makes you explode on the inside. Some women have the power to make you come without them touching you, without them being in the same room with you, or just with a command, even when they are with you. When they're laying in that bed with you, there's just certain things that they have about them that could make you come, that could make you sexually ejaculate without them touching you, just by the sound of their voice and the commandments that they give you. In the bed, of course. In the bed. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the motherfucking chat. Yeah. I said the other day that I might discuss certain things that took precedence in my life dealing with women. And I'm going to tell you something. A woman got power over you if she leaves something in your home. And when you find that item again, it might be something that she said that she lost or she misplaced. Don't trust her. She left it there on purpose. She wanted you to find it because she wants you to find her again. Trust me, there are some women that are in relationships with men right now, and they be regretting their relationships with those men. They be regretting the relationships that they have with certain men that's in their life. I don't care if it's their baby daddy. I don't care if it's their long-term boyfriend. I don't care if it's their fiance. We got a lot of gay women out here pretending to be heterosexual, just to do what? To make their families happy and to so, quote unquote, make them safer. Quote unquote, make them safer. I don't know about you, but I know when a woman comes into my house and she hears any kind of suspicious noise going on the outside, it could be anything. That woman would get up and go to where the noise is coming from. Trust me, they want to confront the danger. There's a lot of men that will sleep in the bed, see someone coming into the house, and they do nothing. They get petrified with fear because they don't know what the fuck to do. But I bet you a woman knows what to do. I bet you a woman knows what to do. Shout out to the chat. Some people say, well, man, you starting stuff between the sexes. You starting stuff between the genders. No, I just know which gender is better. I just know which gender is better. Shout out to the chat. And that has always been my stance. That has always been a part of my belief system. It's always been my opinion. We got some truck drivers out here. They love to come out here and fill up their tanks with the diesels. Western Express, Nashville, Tennessee. You know, got all kinds of truck drivers that come down here. They got the train. I don't know if people could hear the train. Let me turn this on. Yeah. This right here. It's where a lot of trucks go to fuel up their trucks, their vehicles. Now we got a lot of people. Yeah, all this right here. I'm gonna show you real quick. You see that? A lot of them come here. A lot of them go to that truck stop place, not too far from the Walmart on Tanger outlet. Because there's a truck stop over there. And the only reason why I know there's a truck stop over there, because I remember Birdman mentioning it. And I remember a few of my co-workers that were female mentioning it. Now, the only thing I have an issue with some of the women in the LGBTQ community is that, okay, everyone sees how I'm dressed. They know I like to wear my baseball caps. I like to wear baggy pants, t-shirts. Sometimes I wear a button down, work shoes, sneakers, boots, all that. They know that. But there are some women that dress up like the way I do, live our lives a certain way. But I've never had an issue with anyone calling me a she. I never had an issue with anyone calling me a she. But then you got some assholes in the sector that call me he, she, or she, he, or, that, different pronouns. And it never really concerned me. It never really concerned me. But there are some women that dress like the way I dress, do what things I do, but inside their mind, they're running around telling people, and they do this outside of themselves. They go around in the community and tell people, don't call me a she or her or girl. They want to be seen as being a man. Just because you live your life as a man or you dress in certain attire that men would wear or males would wear does not make you a man. Not physically, not mentally, not spiritually, not none of those things. I don't care how many sex change operations you get, it's not going to change the reality of who you really are. And I'm not talking about what's between your legs. I'm not talking about what's between your legs. And a lot of people that go out and get sexually reassigned, to get the sexual reassignment surgery, a lot of them, 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, they want to change their mind. They want the body that they had before back, because they knew, even though physically they was able to transform and change, to morph into something that they truly not. And they thought it would make them happy. You know how many men is walking around right now who think they would be happy if they have a vagina? No, I have met men along my journeys who have said to me they wish they were a woman. They wish they could have a vagina. They wish they had the beautiful breasts. They wish they had the voluptuous lips. They wish they could grow their hair a certain way, wear wigs and extensions. And I see some men today, and trust me, I feel so bad for them. I feel so sad for them, because a lot of times they will go ahead and do certain things that would get people to thinking that they're getting ready to transform. They might not be getting ready to transform. There are a lot of men that just like to walk around wearing women's clothing, got the long fingernails, got the extensions in their hair, but they have no plans on changing their physical sex. They have no plans on chopping off their male part, their penis. Come on, we're adults here. Their penis. There are just some men that will dress like a woman, look like a woman, sound like a woman, live his life like a woman, but they have no intentions of cutting off their penis. They have no intentions of cutting off their penis. Now, that was a very strong words. They have no intention. And some people get it twisted. They be like, he getting ready to morphine into a woman. He getting ready to transform. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. A lot of people like to think that the LGBTQ community is united. They think that we stand so firm together that no other organization, no other movement can move us. I'm going to tell you something and I think I've said it before, the LGBTQ community is very divided. There's a lot of devices that separate many of us that's a part of that community. Age is one of them. Age, how old you are, is one of the divisions, because now you got a lot of young people trying to take over where the older heads were ruling or running or, conducting certain things to happen. There's a lot of young people think it's time for them to take the place, the reins, the leadership over certain aspects of the community. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the motherfucking chat. There's a lot of that going on. And there's another thing going on. There's another division. Race. There's a lot of racial division within the LGBTQ community. A lot of you don't know that. A lot of you are unaware of that. Some of you are aware. Some of you have heard the name Crystal LaBeija. Crystal LaBeija. Crystal LaBeija. Crystal LaBeija. Crystal LaBeija. A lot of you don't know who that is. A lot of you do. My advice to you, do your research, because the royal house of LaBeija still stands. The royal house of LaBeija was established and created first, and all those other houses located in New York City, and some of the other houses no longer exist. Some of the other houses no longer exist. There was the House of Ninja. There was the House of Pandora's. There was the House of Dupree. There was the House of Extravaganza. When I say those names, I say it with pride. I say it with pride because there was a lot of drag queens that made it possible for those houses to even go up, to even be established, to even start their own ballroom culture. It is a privilege to walk in a ball. It is a privilege to win a category. It is a privilege to win a trophy and take it home and show the rest of your house members what you can do on your own. No one helping you. No one walking with you on that journey. Shout out to the chat. Yeah. There's a lot of things I could say about the LGBTQ community. There's a lot of things I can say about being with a woman, and I'm not talking about from a man's point of view. A lot of people think it's a lot of pussy licking and a lot of dildo strap action going on, but it's more than just that. It's more than just that. And sometimes you can look in a woman's eyes and see what she's thinking, what she's feeling. There's a thing called intimacy. There's a thing called intimacy. It's something that a lot of people don't practice. It's something that a lot of people don't have. It's certain things a woman's love would make you do. A woman's love would make you do a whole lot of shit. And some of you sisters don't know what kind of power you got. You're unaware of your influence. You're unaware of your power. You're unaware of the crown that you wear on your head. You're unaware of the robes that you adore. A lot of you, when you put on your clothes, it's like being in the movie sometime. Just to watch a woman eat a sandwich is a pleasure. I'm just saying, you guys. I'm just saying we could change the subject. I might be some people uncomfortable. I might be making some people uncomfortable. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to not feeling comfortable. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I shall soon be. I started out a little bit early this morning because I wanted to go over a video that I saw before I closed my eyes last night, before I went to sleep last night. And I remember watching this one video, and there was talk about the Clara Booker situation. And everybody knows, that particular YouTube personality ain't nothing but a Godzilla troll. And some people say, well, there's other people on YouTubes that be doxing people as well. There's other people on YouTubes that be doxing people as well. Well, I'm going to tell you why it happens, why it occurs for certain YouTube creators to come out here and start doxing people, especially if they were doxed first. See, if someone doxes you, no one can tell you how to fucking fight. No one can tell you what to do. If someone doxes you, you have the right to dox them back. You have the right to try to destroy them like the way they try to destroy you. You got motherfuckers on this app who are so sick in their fucking minds, they would actually sit at home and try to find out where these people work at, the people they beefing with, the people they arguing with, people that made them look stupid, people made them feel bad. They actually sit at home all day, all night, trying to figure out where these people fucking work. So what? They can call, not only post where this person works, but they go to the step of trying to get this person fired from their job. Now that's fucked up. That's fucked up. When somebody is that down low that they would actually do that to another human being. If you can't handle being drugged in the middle of the street, if you can't handle being in a roast session with someone and someone getting the best of you, if you can't handle a reading session, if you can't handle being shaded, if you can't handle the embarrassment or the hurt of someone hurting your feelings during a verbal combat situation, maybe you shouldn't be on social media. And we got a lot of people on this app that don't belong. That don't belong. Because they can't handle a tongue lashing. They can't handle criticism. They can't handle someone shading them. They can't handle a read. They can't handle roasting. They can't handle it. So what they do, they go and dox the person. Not only dox them, but they find out where this person is employed at. And then they get involved with cutting this person's funds off or food out of their mouth. Now that's wrong. Taking food out of somebody's mouth. Taking money away from someone that could use it for their own lifestyle, and you get mad because you couldn't handle what they said about you. That's fucked up. It's fucked up. Shout out to the chat. Yeah, we close to our destination, you guys. We close to our destination. Let me see. Oh, it's 9 minutes to 4 o'clock in the morning. Yo, you guys, what time did we just leave the house? We just left the house a little after 3, and it's already 4 o'clock. It's already 4 o'clock in the morning. So that means we either moving faster than expected, or time is moving slow. I don't know which one it is. I don't know which one it is. Shout out to the chat. Yo, this is the place I was walking, and one of my chat members said they saw somebody in the bushes. They saw somebody in the bushes. Now, I don't mean no harm, you guys. I do believe there are people that be in the bushes when you come down this road. I do believe that. I do believe any overgrown area people can hide in. I'm sad to say, this is not Vietnam. We are not in the Vietnam War, ladies and gentlemen. But sometimes I feel like we are in the middle of a war somewhere, just to survive, just to get a few dollars to pay something on a bill, or just to get a few dollars just to get something to eat, or just to get a few dollars just to be able to pay the phone bill on time. This is why I'm coming down here today, to get the money to go ahead and pay the phone bill on time. I don't know about you, but I don't like it when I don't pay the bill and the phone gets cut off. And now I got to go through all the trouble and all the mayhem to get the phone reactivated. I mean, it's not hard. All I got to do is call customer service from the same handset I'm on. But I would rather pay the bill on time, because the phone company I deal with, they give you a certain amount of awards and a certain amount of points for doing certain things. Yeah, that's what they do. Shout out to the chat. Yeah. So we're almost at that building I was showing you guys was working maybe over a year ago, and how this building stretches a block. And then there's some other buildings that are built the exact same way that's right behind this building. Well, not too far from where this building is at. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. And Jehovah's Witness. This is Jehovah's Church. Now, I don't never see people go in and out of here. They do sign language. They speak in Spanish here. In my opinion, everyone, the Jehovah's Witness religion itself, even though they are a Christian denomination, it's considered a cult. It's considered a cult. Jehovah's Witness, Scientology, and the Mormons, they're considered a religious cult. Now, people have tried to put the Nation of Islam in there, and I beg to differ. It's a whole different program when people mention the Nation of Islam. To me, that is a religious order They've been here since the 1930s. So there's nothing nobody can tell me about the Nation of Islam. And I've said it once, and I'll say it again. That particular organization and the one that once leaded it, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he leaded the Nation of Islam from the 1930s all the way until 1974, until the year of his death. That man worked every day until the year of his death, until the day he died. How many? Let's ask the question, gentlemen, because there's a lot of men on this platform in this sector that say that they are men. I beg to differ, because there's a lot of you that don't have a fucking job nowhere. There's a lot of you that do work and you're not being valued. But I'm just saying, how many of you can work a job somewhere or work a career, be in a leadership position for more than 30 years and still work until you die? It's crickets. I don't hear nothing. And I know if I was to ask this same question in someone's chat, they would not be able to answer. Or they would give me some kind of riddle. Because we got a lot of people on this platform who call themselves being in leadership positions, and they won't even answer a quick question correctly. They got a lot of malice when they answer, and they're emotional when they answer. If you was to ask certain male YouTube creators that are in a leadership position certain questions, you will see when they answer you, they are usually emotional, and their answer is laced with a lot of anger, misplaced anger, and a lot of unnecessary energy. Mostly feminine energy. If you want to see a man roll his neck and shake his head or roll his eyes, ask him a certain question that he don't like. Ask him something that he doesn't want to answer and see what kind of response you get. You get a lot of malice in their voice. They're going to come at you like they got an issue with you. They're going to come at you like you're the fucking problem. That's what a lot of these men do. Ask them a question. See how they respond to you. And these men are so-called in so-called leadership positions. Y'all better wake up and smell the coffee. And you better start learning not to follow nobody. Stop following after people. It's okay to support them. It's okay to like them. It's okay to acknowledge them. It's okay to celebrate their birthday sometime. But you gotta know when to draw the fucking line. Because some of these motherfuckers are out of order and they're out of pocket. They're out of order and they're out of pocket. And they're filled with a lot of feminine energy, a lot of feminine venom in how they answer someone. Okay, we're going to give you an example. In this sector, when certain people ask Garrick certain questions, how does he usually respond when he doesn't want to answer the question? Doesn't he respond as if he has an attitude with you? Doesn't he respond as if he got a problem with you? Doesn't he deflect from answering the question? And he's not the only one that does it. And he is not in a position of leadership. He doesn't have a lot of influence in the sector. A lot of people talk about him. A lot of people put him down. A lot of people make fun of him. I have even had issues with this man in the past. We've had our words. I don't like him. I don't respect him. I think he's a joke. I think he's a liar. I think he's a waste of time. I think he's pathetic. I think he's worthless. I think he's unworthy to even be on anyone's panel. Shout out to the chat. But that is my opinion about that particular man. But I know he's very effeminate. Very effeminate. And nothing will ever change my mind about that. But he's not the only one. Hello. Let's put that out there. And yes, I said it. He ain't the only one that got a lot of feminine energy about him. He ain't the only one that's insecure around other females or certain type of men. He ain't the only one. Y'all be surprised who's a part of the LGBTQ community in the sector, but you wouldn't think so just by looking at them. Look at how they behave. Look at how they answer questions. That does it for me. Because if I come in your chat and I say, look, I got a question. I don't want to hear no shit about, oh, here come Arabia. You know Arabia don't like us. You know Arabia got an issue with us. You know Arabia. No, just answer the fucking question. Don't be such a bitch. Don't be just another drama queen. Answer the fucking question. And there's a lot of motherfuckers on this app will not answer your question. They will deflect. They will deflect. And let's talk about something else, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about something else. Because I want it to be known that there are some people in the sector that feel so strongly about being a part of a certain group, or feel so strongly about certain YouTube creators. We got people on this app that will flip their lid. You could say something about someone that they like, and they might be in the same chat you are. All of a sudden, they was all right with you a day or two, a week ago. Now all of a sudden, you the worst thing coming. You the worst thing coming and going. People get it so twisted on this app. They really do. It's just like, okay, let's say that I'm in a chat somewhere. I'm just going to give you a scenario. I'm in a chat somewhere, and a certain thing is being done in the chat, right? Two people going at it. And I'll say, well, that other person was wrong, or whatever the case may be. I'm being told, Arabia, that's not true. That's a lie. Let me tell you something. You got motherfuckers on this app that got the nerve to call somebody a fucking liar. They got the nerve and the audacity. How dare anyone call anyone a liar when they were a part of some bullshit that took place on this app 2 years ago? They were involved. They have made it their life mission to get angry because they support someone that maybe you don't support, or maybe someone you don't like. They got the nerve to get angry with you and call you names from the chat because you disagree with somebody in their fucking group. And that is the wrong thing to do. That's why I don't like people that's in groups. People that are in groups are not independent thinkers. They don't think for themselves. They don't believe in critical thinking. They believe in challenging everyone that has a different opinion about the YouTube creator they might like. They might like that person. You don't necessarily have an issue with that person, but just say one thing wrong about a YouTube creator that they like, they're going to go all off on you in the fucking chat. But let me ask you a question. Will these same people that go off about somebody that they don't fucking know on these YouTube streets, are they going to go off in the real world? When someone attacks their family, when someone attacks them, do they have the same venom? Do they have the same energy? And 9 times out of 10, they don't. I'm going to tell you something. A week ago, if someone in my chat said in my chat, just like how we doing this video right now, said in my chat, acting like they support the channel, come to find out, they don't like you to have an opinion about somebody they fucking like. Last time I looked, this was YouTube. This ain't Cuba. This ain't Russia. This ain't no communist country. This is YouTube. And people get their feelings all twisted in a bun behind somebody that don't give a fuck about them. We got motherfuckers on this app. Excuse me, everybody. I just hit the wrong button for a second. We got motherfuckers on this app that's telling you out of their own mouth that they didn't come to YouTube to make friends. They came to get money. They came to make money. And that's all they give a fuck about. Let's say it again. For the people that are retarded, for the people that are hard of hearing, for the people that is up someone's ass on these YouTube streets. There is a YouTube creator in this sector, King Rabbit. He has said out of his own mouth, he didn't come to YouTube to make friends. He came to make money. He's all about getting the money. That's what he said out of his own fucking mouth. And you got motherfuckers on this app that get all crazy and wild and fall out all over themselves when you say something negative about him or if you got an opinion about him. But these same motherfuckers ain't gonna have nothing to say when somebody make a move on them in real life. When people ask you to meet them in real life in your own home state, you won't do that. But you're screaming and hollering for some bitch ass nigga you just met on the fucking internet. Somebody, please. Somebody. Please tell me I'm dreaming. I'm telling you, man, we got some people on here that's twisted like that. They will come in your chat. They will pretend that they down with you, they for you, they supporting you. Blase, whoop-de-whoop, all this and that. But as soon as you disagree with them, they got all kinds of insults. They call you a liar. They come at you all kind of twisted ass way. They will never go live. They will never go on their own channel and say what they got to say to you. They would rather go to their favorite YouTube community and type in the chat and get on the panel, and then they will say what they say. That's what I like about the YouTube creators I'm subscribed to. Some of the YouTube creators I'm subscribed to, guess what? If they got an issue with somebody, they don't go to someone else's platform. If they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. But 9 times out of 10, they gonna go over there and hit the live button and go live and talk their own ish. And those are the YouTube creators I support. Those are the YouTube creators I respect. Now, shout out to the chat. It's not even 5 o'clock in the morning, you guys. I'm already on one. But anyway, yeah, child, we got some people on this shit. They so twisted and invested. And see what it is, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to tell you what it is. What it is, they got their money all wrapped up in these people. They got their money all wrapped up in these people. They invested a lot of time and care into somebody that doesn't give a fuck about you. Somebody that says out of their own mouth, they didn't come here for friends. They came here to get the money. And that means if you even get in their way, they will find a way to eliminate you. They will find a way to dox you. They will find a way to smear you, to do a smear campaign against you. Whatever he has done to other people, trust and believe he getting ready to do it to the same ones that be licking his ass. Trust me. It's getting ready to happen. If it hasn't happened, it's getting ready to happen. And I don't mean no harm, but I do mean some harm. Some, not all, some other individuals in those other groups, they see what's going on. They are aware. And trust me, they're going to be tapping in to the weakness of certain groups on this platform. I think I said it before and I'll say it again. I am not a Quamite. I am not a rabbit. I am not a sniper. I'm not an outlaw. I don't belong to any groups. The only group I was a part of was Soda Nation. And we created every group that is in this sector right fucking now. They can deny it. They can say, oh no, that's not true. Do your research. Do the fucking research. A lot of you used to kiss up Kwame Brown ass. And you're still kissing his ass because you're still doing what he told you to do years ago. Even though you might not be sitting in his chat, but you watch everything that fucking man do. I ain't never seen so many reaction videos. I have never seen so many reaction videos in my entire life sitting on this YouTube platform. People actually taking it like, oh shit, we really in this group. Oh shit. Let me explain something to some of you bastards. Some of you mindless zombies. Let me explain something to you. If something happens to any of you and you get locked up in somebody's city jail, a county detention, city detention, anything like that, where's any of your friends gonna come? And I tell you right now, ain't nobody gonna see about you. Ain't nobody gonna write you. Ain't nobody gonna try to call you. Ain't nobody gonna visit you. Ain't nobody gonna put no money on your fucking books. You can keep thinking that these people are down with you. They rocking out with you. No. Let them face real life with you. Especially some of you that call yourself gangsters. Street niggas. If any of you was to get locked up today or tomorrow, these niggas that you're falling behind or you kicking and laughing it up in the chat with, these same niggas gonna act like they don't know you. If something happened to you, they gonna pretend, I don't know that person. I don't know who these people is. I don't know that name. Who is them? Who are they? Where they come from? Now all of a sudden you got a bunch of owls in the fucking chat. But they wasn't no owls yesterday. They were all chipmunks. You know what a chipmunk does when they come into a yard somewhere? You hear them laughing. You hear them giggling. That's what most of you do. Laugh and giggle. But as soon as something happened to your black ass, and I'm talking to a lot of you niggas, because a lot of you seem to be zombies, or you seem to have amnesia. If something happens to any of you, ain't nobody gonna know you. Ain't nobody gonna remember you. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing for you. They all gonna laugh at you. They gonna do videos about you. They gonna drag you. You'll see who your real friends are then. Trust me. Trust me. I remember a couple of years ago. I'm gonna tell you something what I did. I remember a couple of years ago. I was so down. And you know, 4 flats with a certain YouTuber. This happened back in 2015. When my black ass got locked up, I didn't hear a peep. And when I came back to these YouTube streets, maybe a year later, those same YouTube creators were no longer around, or they went to another sector. Hello, you don't hear me. You don't hear me. Motherfuckers on this app do not give a fuck about you. They do not give a fuck about you, your feelings, your life circumstance. They don't give a goddamn. If they can use you until they are done with you, that's exactly what the fuck they gonna do. And I'm here to tell you that. Shout out to the chat. People say, well, Ray, sometimes, you know, you get up there and you know, put up your cash app. So what? A closed mouth don't get fed. At least you're not paying for a fucking car. At least you're not paying for a fucking jacket somewhere. You're not paying for that. I'm telling you, ain't nothing nobody on this app can say about me. They better eat a bag of dicks and die. You better, when you fuck with me, you better kufatu. Kufatu means just die, and I'm saying it in Swahili. If you fuck with Arabia Barbosa, the BT-1000, you better just die. Kufatu. Kufatu. And I'm saying in Swahili. I'm going to say it in Swahili, and I'm going to say it in English, and I'm going to say it in Spanish. And if I got to say it 10 million times, guess what? I'm going to say it. You get mad all you want. Yeah, we got some people on this app. Well, you know, Arabia said X, Y, and Z. Oh, she said don't trust nobody on these YouTube streets. Now, I didn't tell people don't trust nobody on the YouTube streets. I said don't be no fool for nobody on these YouTube streets. I said don't be no ass for anybody on these YouTube streets. I said don't be no doormat for anybody on these YouTube streets. Don't be an ATM for some of these people on these YouTube streets. That's what the fuck I said. That's what the fuck I said. I'm telling you, man, anything happen to any of y'all on these or in real life, let's say I get hit by a car. Let's say I'm coming, I get hit by a car, right? Everyone see the accident, whatever it happened. I ain't gonna get no well wishes. It probably be motherfuckers in the background say, well, yeah, we hope that bitch died. We hope that BT 1000 get the fuck out of here. We tired of her because now she's not drinking. We can't manipulate her anymore. We can't trick her anymore. We can't fool her anymore. We can't drag her anymore. We can't slick diss her anymore and her not say anything. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Yeah, man, I'm telling you. Let something happen to one of y'all on this app. All you so-called high-ranking people. We'll see how much rank you got in the real world. We'll see how much rank you got when you're not on this app. We'll see how much rank you got when you're not in certain chats anymore. We'll see. Because you know what I'm saying is the goddamn truth. Everyone knows what I'm saying is the goddamn truth. Shout out to the chat. Yeah, man. A lot of people got it twisted about this YouTube app. I was in a chat yesterday and and I just couldn't. I just said one thing. And they don't know if I was joking or not. But I said what I said. And I said I gave my fucking opinion. And don't nobody tell me I'm a mentiroso. Don't you ever tell me no bullshit like that. All the dirt you've done on this YouTube app. Keep the change. All the dirt you've done. Don't you ever call yourself say anything to me in the chat no more. Never. Tell you, man, you got some people on this app think they untouchable. They actually think that. Look at this house. They just recently fixed this house. Somebody came and tried to knock the window in. Like that's some shit. Yeah, you got some people on this app, just like her, get all their feelings about somebody that don't give a fuck about them. Shout out to the chat. And that's reality. This whole place getting ready to look different. As soon as Christmas comes. Or as soon as Halloween comes. That's why I say I'm glad I'm not part of no fucking group. And I find out for myself, it doesn't pay to support certain people. Especially if you know their track record on how they treat other people when they fall out with those people. Come on, man. Come on, man. I'm glad I did everything before I had to leave that house. I feel much better than what I did yesterday. Yesterday I had to wait till the other place open. I didn't have a long wait. It's just the fact that you got to walk off and take a loss just because you want to go to the bathroom somewhere. Shout out to the chat. Yeah, man. I'm well aware of what the fuck is going on around me, who's doing what, who's saying what. And I'm not going to take a lot of energy to tippity type in nobody's chat to try to combat an idiot, a fool, a dweeb, another Makundu, on these YouTube streets when I can come over here to my platform and say what I gotta say? And I'm gonna tell y'all something else. Everybody that's a fucking adult, you better grow up and you better realize you're not gonna agree with everybody all the time. You're gonna disagree with people, and if people want to get an attitude about it and they want to get all the hissy fit and all this and that, they can do that. But just stay out of my damn way. And I mean that shit. Don't say nothing to me when I go on another fucking chat. Don't come over here. No more with your bullshit. Bunch of propaganda. Yeah, we got a lot of propagandists in this fucking sector. Got a lot of motherfuckers. Hey, well, I just want to let the whole world know that, X, Y, and Z. People talk about the Quamites this, the Quamites that. I don't like them neither. But let's not forget, not too long ago, some of you were sitting in the same seats that they are in today. Some of you were following KB back in 2021. Some of you followed him. Let's not forget about that. Shout out to the chat. I ain't never liked that man. I ain't never followed him nowhere. Fuck that nigga. Ever since he came to this fucking sector of YouTube, this sector has been going downhill ever since. This sector has become a cesspool, has become a den of thieves. That's what it's become. Scam artists. Yeah, we got a lot of that going on. Shout out to the chat. Hey, lovely, good morning. Yeah, so before I went to sleep last night, I had to come to the YouTube street to find out, to get the straightener on what was really happening. But you know what? It is what it is. People gonna do what they want to do. They gonna go where they want to go. But in the meantime, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. And there are some people that will get upset with you because you got an opinion. How dare you have an opinion? What? They actually think, you got one group on here that actually think they run everything. They don't run nothing goddamn mouth. And they goddamn pocketbooks. Got a bunch of mamacitas, a bunch of abuelas, doing what certain YouTube creators in this sector is doing. And they want to criticize someone else. Yeah, today is October the 1st. We got a few weeks before Halloween. We got a few weeks before the Day of the Dead. That's the real holiday I celebrate. I don't celebrate Thanksgiving. I don't celebrate Christmas. I don't acknowledge none of that bullshit. The Day of the Dead. That's November the 1st of every year. And some people celebrate for 5 days. Some people celebrate it for 3 days. I celebrate it for 21 days. Shout out to the chat. It's an acknowledgement of all the true belief systems of black people in this country. And I'm not talking about Christianity. I'm not talking about Islam. I'm not talking about Judaism. I'm not talking about Buddhism. I'm not talking about Judaism. I'm not talking about none of them isms. I'm talking about the Santeria religion, the Santeria belief system. Now that's black people. Voodoo. Now that's black people. Hoodoo. Now that's black people. What was practiced in ancient Egypt and ancient Ethiopia? Now that's black people. Shout out to the chat. Yeah. So I'm almost to my destination. We got the trucks out here. All these are cement trucks. If you notice, every truck that passed me, all these are cement trucks, and all these are work trucks. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, and we got the haterisms, the haters trying to go live. Don't matter, as long as they got the live button, go live. But don't come over here fucking with me. And let it be known, I get to go to any chat I want to. You know why? Because I'm an OG in this sector. And I've been here a lot longer than some of you in this sector. I've been here longer than some of you even had channels. Shout out to the chat. So I can go in any chat I want to. I can view any video I want to. I pay my own cell phone bill, so that means the Wi-Fi is included. So I definitely get to go where I want to. Nobody else does something like that. Not for me. Shout out to the chat. I'm ready to smoke me another cigar. So I'll be glad when I get to my destination. I'll be glad when I get to my destination. Yeah. We got a bunch of businesses that was supposed to have been open across the street. They got a hair salon place, a place that you go do your nails, and they got a school over here. They got, look like a massage parlor. It's supposed to be a little restaurant over here and a bakery. I tell y'all, man, I come down here during the day, I don't see none of these places really open or busy like that. So they might be front businesses for some other dirty shit that's going on down here in Charleston, South Carolina. Yeah, that's the way I look at it. Start even 4:30 in the morning. I'm telling you, man, most of these people that be walking around are a bunch of weirdos. There's absolutely no reason why, and I'm being honest, there's absolutely no reason why anyone that lives downtown Charleston is homeless. There's absolutely no real reason why. They got the programs for it. They got everything for them. These people are too lazy to even go and see about those programs. If you go to the soup kitchens or some of these other places that do the pantries, they will tell you about the resources. Some people just don't want nothing. And I find that out more and more. More and more. As I'm in this world. Yeah. Oh, they finally took the lock off that thing. Tell you, man, people, maybe they're taking ownership of the church again. I don't know. The church been closed ever since I've been here. I only remember seeing it open one time, And that was it. And right after that, I ain't see it open no more. And we used to walk past that place every day. Me and my friends. Now all of them are gone. All of them are scattered all over the place. You know. One of my girlfriends, she moved out of North Charleston and moved to West Ashley. Then you had Baltimore. She was here for a short period of time, and she went back to Baltimore. So you got some people that came from New York and New Jersey. They went back to New York and New Jersey. And you got some mugs from New Jersey still down here. Some mugs from New York still down here. And ain't too many of them. It's enough, but it ain't too many. If you really want to run into New Yorkers and you're living in the South, go to Virginia. Go to Virginia, Maryland, or Washington, D.C. That's where they are. They're not deep in the South like South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia. If they're in Georgia, they're in Atlanta or they're in Marietta, Georgia. I don't know nobody that moves to Mississippi unless they go on a Job Corps. I don't know nobody moves to Alabama unless they go on a Job Corps. People just don't move to certain spots in the South. They might move to Florida or something like that, but people ain't really going to be bothered with too many of these southern states that still got the Confederate flag in their state flag. Because if you go to Mississippi, Mississippi has the Confederate flag sewn into their state flag. Threw me through a loop too. But I'm going to tell you something. South Carolina is more racist than Mississippi. And some people can attest to that. Some people might not attest to it. But some people could actually attest to what I'm just saying. And I wouldn't be a bit surprised if they don't have me coming over here to work today. Like, okay, the office is up the street. There's a construction site they send us down here to all the time. I hate coming down to this construction site because I feel like some of the shit that they be having us do is really fucking unnecessary. And when they see that we're done doing what they ask us to do, they don't cut us short and give us the 8 hours. They rather have us walk around in fucking circles for 8 fucking hours. That's why I don't like coming to this fucking site right here. It's pointless to come there. It really is. They'll have you working some days until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Sometimes they want you to work until 5. I don't see no point on being on anybody's job site until after 5. That's ridiculous. Better go get somebody else. Because I'm not no fucking idiot. Because I'm telling you right now, if they send me on a job by myself this morning, on a ticket by myself, and I look around and I see I could do that ticket within 3 or 4 hours, trust me, I'm going to do that ticket in 3 or 4 hours. I'm going to get the fuck out of there, and I'm going to walk away with 8 hours on the ticket. I'm going to walk away with 8 hours. That's why I can't understand why they send some of these niggas out on these fucking jobs. They be on a job 2-3 days, nothing is done. They might be on that job 6 months. You go there, nothing is done. Everything starts going well for them when they get 3 or 4 motherfuckers to come out there with them. But when they're on a ticket by themselves, nobody questions why they're not getting the job done. Nobody says anything. It's a bunch of tonteria, you ask me. It's a bullshit. A lot of politics. I'm going to put it like that. They got a lot of politics going on down here. It's always some bullshit, though. Yeah, word. So yesterday, right, I did a short video with my Dallas Cowboys hat on, right? Yo, the way I did the video, I couldn't even believe it. After the video was done, and you know, you can go back and see what you did before you post it. Yo, I was like, what the fuck? I like that shit. I like that. Yeah. So I like certain videos that look a certain way, man. You know what I mean? They got the Hope Center over here. They had this place over. I remember when this place first opened. And it was not called the Hope Center. And they had this place open Monday through Friday. They would open at 10 a.m. in the morning, and they would serve snacks. They would serve lunch, and you could hang there all day, watch TV, wash your clothes, take showers, go upstairs to the computer room, all that. I don't know what the fuck they got going on over there now. When I went over there and asked the questions, because if I want to know the answer to something, I'm going to ask questions. So I went over there and asked questions. Now, only thing they do is Monday through Wednesday, they serve breakfast in the morning. They allow people to wash their clothes, to take a shower, to get new clothes. And if they need anything extra, like as far as finding housing or jobs, anything, then they give them a list of resources. That's all they do for them now. The people are not even allowed to stay in there no longer than 2 hours. So I really want, and they don't have the certain programs they used to have, because they used to have people that came from the mental health department. The different mental health departments and centers, they had therapists and social workers that used to come down there and counsel the people. And when I was going there, I was getting counseling. So I'm telling you, I have been in and out of therapy for psychological, emotional issues from the age of 17 until I was 41. When I started going there, I was already, 45, 46? And I didn't go there very long. I went there for like 2 or 3 months. And after that, I just went on my own. Shout out to the chat. But New York got more programs. New York has more programs than the South will ever offer. It's New York, New Jersey, I think Rhode Island, Massachusetts, but I mostly know about New York because, of course, that's where I'm from. That's where I was born. That was where I was raised. I went to school there. When I first became homeless after so many years out of being out of the penitentiary, that's where I went back. I went back to New York. I stayed in the homeless shelter for maybe a few months. That I moved on to transitional, and then after transitional, I ended up getting a room somewhere, and then later on, ended up getting an apartment on Saratoga Avenue. Shout out to Saratoga Avenue in Yonkers, New York. Shout out to them. Shout out to Roland Street, Yonkers, New York. Shout out to South Broadway, Yonkers, New York. Shout out to North Broadway, Yonkers, New York. Shout out to Hawthorne Avenue, Yonkers, New York. Shout out to Riverdale Avenue, Yonkers, New York. Shout out to Yonkers Avenue, Yonkers, New York. Shout out to Mount Vernon, New York. Shout out to New Rochelle, New York. Shout out to Pelham. Shout out to the Bronxville. Shout out to Port Chester. Shout out to White Plains. Yo, shout out to the entire 914 Westchester County. Because we the best and we number one. Shout out. Shout out to everyone. I'm getting ready to close out this video. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming over. Good morning, everyone. Perhaps I'll see you in another video, or perhaps in someone else's chat. Yo, shout out to my subscribers, my support team, and some of my YouTube creators. Peace.